My girlfriend doesn't want to move in or get married soon. I've 29M, been with my girlfriend, 28F, for almost 5 years. When I brought up the topic of us moving in together, she wasn't for it. It would create issues with her family. When I mentioned marriage and planning for it, in the past she has said, don't propose anytime soon, and that she wants to wait another 3 years. I get frustrated by this, as I try to initiate a lot of the big decisions in life for us, e.g. buy a house together, live together, get married. She never takes any initiative and is happy to just chill as is and isn't the type to plan for life. It makes me sad to feel unwanted, and I don't feel like bringing the topic up again ever again as I feel rejected. Typically I find that it's the woman that pushes for these sorts of things rather than the man, which makes me feel even less wanted, the fact that I am the one bringing up this topic. She's of a different ethnic and religious background to me, though neither of us observe any religion. Her parents gave us a lot of grief when they first found out about us, but have since come to accept us. Now on my side, which has always been the more accepting of the two sides, keeps pressuring me or making comments about my age and how long we've been dating and why we're not planning to progress to the next stage of life. They know my girlfriend isn't keen at the moment, but they still tend to comment, and I find it adds to my frustration. We still love and care for each other, our relationship is healthy, but this is a significant aspect of a relationship where I have to internalize my frustration. Too long did not read! Exclamation mark. My girlfriend of 5 years still doesn't want to live together or get married anytime soon. Just a hint. If you have to internalize your frustrations, your relationship is not healthy. Also, if you can't even talk about a scenario where you two even live together, not speaking about marriage, then your relationship is not healthy. By that I don't mean that you don't live together, I literally mean the fact that you can't talk about that and solve this obvious issue together in order for both of you to be happy is the problem. So no, you aren't in a healthy relationship. I'd even go as far as saying that to me it sounds as if she doesn't care to help you with this issue. Does she understand that this is important to you? All of the above doesn't matter much though. You will have to decide what to do. She doesn't want to live with you or marry you because she wants other options, but still wants you there just in case if she can't find someone else who is better than you. You two don't sound compatible. It's quite clear your idea of where the relationship should progress isn't what she has in mind. Assuming, of course, you have had an adult conversation about why she doesn't want to get married. You two are on different life paths, cut it loose and find someone who wants the same future with you. I would ask yourself why getting married is so important to you. You can have literally the same relationship with a person whether you get married or not. While getting married does is give you some religious clout and some tax write-offs. Move on before you spend another 5 years on a dead-end relationship. Basically, if the girl likes you enough, she'll be the one to start dropping hints. She's just not that into you. You're a placeholder. Just read the headline. Lucky guy lol. Oof. Considering you come from different cultures, are you sure she even wants to marry you? Is the family just an excuse? Dude, you really need to talk to her and put your foot down. You've respected her decisions for literal years, because it's common to not marry or move in for the first 2, maybe 3. But 5 years. And she's not even close to being ready. It seems she has no issues making you compromise, yet she utterly refuses to compromise herself. I think you know deep down already what you have to do, whether that's talking to her, or giving her an ultimatum, or flat out just proposing, and if she says no it's over. I agree with any of those options. Your girlfriend is deferring to her family's beliefs. She may not be practicing her own religion, but she's definitely letting her family's religious dictate what she does with her life. I can't even imagine why you'd want to be involved in that. Yuck. She doesn't want to marry you. She doesn't have the mindset or the maturity to not toe the family line. Again, yuck. Be done with her and find a woman who shares your dreams and your values. This one ain't it, and you've already wasted 5 years of your life. I was in the exact same boat pretty much, except the parent situation. Eventually he changed his attitude and was the one wanting to move in together. But that was after 7 years. In the end I literally just gave up. I wanted those things for so long that when I stopped wanting them they fell in my lap. Very exhausting. I know you have a lot of time sunk into this and you want it to work out. You love each other. But either she needs to come around. You need to leave. Or, you accept it may never happen. Serious talks happened weekly and never got me anywhere. Just drove me crazy. An ultimatum could work. I never had the balls to actually follow through on any ultimatum, so I don't know that for certain. I am not a person who hasn't been relationship since my last reincarnation's XD. But is people single person gives you the best relationship advice. Okay, so you are 29 and wants to move in and settle down. Which I quite okay for someone of your age. Have family, home, kids sounds good to me. For this I can suggest ask your girlfriend about the reasons, try to dig in a bit. I mean not that religion part, but how she actually feels about the idea. And your ideas doesn't match, you should break up because it takes 172 days to know if person is your soulmate or not. 5 years is such a long time to be honest. And you are not some teenager who can mess around and say goodbye. Think deeply, you may have to take some hard decision. Praying for the best, your fellow Redditor. I was in this relationship for 11 years. I didn't even want marriage, just wanted to discuss some kind of future. Nope. I finally ended it. If you both love each other and are definitely committed, why rush? Maybe she just wants to do some things on her own before marriage. I had a similar mentality. Sometimes you just want to feel a sense of accomplishment on your own before taking that next step. If you truly care for one another and have a happy relationship overall, take your time. Love doesn't leave just because it has to wait a while for that next step. No need to rush just because society says the clock is ticking. Enjoy what you have now, because even if you move in together and eventually get married, you'll never have the time you have now together again. Live it up and enjoy what you have. You're obviously committed to her and she hasn't gone anywhere either. Your late 20s and early 30s is still way young. Oh dear. If you were a woman, you'd be getting advice like, figure out what you want and express that to your partner. And if they don't want the same things, move on. So there you are. Unfortunately, if you want marriage and a family, you might need to move on from this woman who is holding it above your head. I'd recommend saying, love, honey, my dear, I want to get married and have X, Y, and Z for my life by ABC date. Age, what are your thoughts? How do you feel about that? You deserve whatever you want in life. It's hard, but you just have to communicate with her and see where things go. WTF, I moved in with my lady after 1 year. This is a red flag, my dude. Sorry bro. I wouldn't agree. This is overall healthy. What does she want in her future? Does she want to ever get married or buy a house? Have the two of you discussed how you feel about kids? This needs to happen. If she won't answer the question, I think it would be safe to assume that the two of you don't have compatible life goals. If after 5 years, she isn't interested in marriage or cohabitation, and her family objects, that's most likely the long-term answer. Another 3 years is her kicking the can down the road. Maybe she really does believe that something will magically change. Maybe she thinks 31-year-old her will be better at defying her familial expectations, or maybe she knows it's arbitrary but is just delaying the inevitable and hoping you will agree to continue the status quo indefinitely. Either way, you need to ask yourself how long you would be content in this relationship if it never changed from what it is now. Because that is the most likely outcome, that it stays the way it is now. She doesn't want to marry you. 5 years is plenty to know. Don't waste any more if your time. Her biological clock is ticking. I'd tell her to move in or at least get pregnant by 29, or you're moving on. You can always find a younger woman. If you want someone to commit to, live with, marry, it's time to cut your losses. At 29, after 5 years together, saying she can't even discuss it in the near future because her family wouldn't like it means that either she just doesn't want to commit to and is making an excuse, or she is unlikely to suddenly become an independent enough adult to move forward in the foreseeable future. I think it's time to cut your losses. There are plenty of nice ladies out there who are able to commit to growing a relationship. She is being honest. Be happy with that. Don't pressure her unless you want to push her away. The rest of your feelings are warranted, but you really need to think about your sexist viewpoint. You have an idea of what a woman is, and because she isn't living up to it, it makes you feel less wanted. Get out of here with that nonsense. Typically I find. Typical what? You've been with her for 5 years. When were you having women pushing that? You didn't. You just believe that because women are often in the position you find yourself in now, and you may see the pushiness because some men like to whine about being nagged because they refuse to adult. Doesn't mean we like it. It feels just as shitty. It's fine to move on when someone doesn't have the same plans as you. It's not fine to hold him to a higher standard because you are sexist. I'm not sure about her background, but 5 years and still not living together, and she's how old? Red flags, location flag. It's simple, man. Move on, you have plenty of time to meet new girls. Sorry mate, went through this with my ex, though she flipped it a few years later and wanted to know why we hadn't moved in together after she had been dead against it for most of the relationship. Personally, I'd suggest having a talk, making sure you tell her how you feel. If your partner isn't seeing or hearing your needs in the relationship, and the conversations have already happened, with the emphasis on their seriousness, then you already know what to do. Try to have the conversation again and stress its importance to you, and, honestly, if it still isn't really a conversation or a way forward for you, then you just need to make your decision. Whatever you feel from that conversation, act on it and just decide. Very interesting. Usually women push for these things and men want to take it slow. Have you considered that maybe she is scared that her family hasn't fully accepted you, ethnicity, religion, etc. Or maybe she hasn't fully accepted it. Despite loving you, maybe she's holding on to hope of meeting someone from the same background. 5 years is a long time though, so it sounds like you both love each other. Seems like you should confront her directly about her elusiveness to see where the problem lies. She definitely fucking other fools behind your back that not your girlfriend. Don't be a simp. Shush is not in love with you. Your relationship is stuck in a seune, never growing. This is all you will get until you have growth. Hello, firstly you have to impress for the sexual relationship, then more and more with him, like 4 to 5 hours daily. Then you can go for marriage. It sounds like you want different things out of life. Maybe she will change. The question is, do you want to invest 3 years in order to find out? Yes, do not marry her then. Damn bro. My girlfriend moved in after 1.5 years and she wants to get married and have kids lol. After 5 years, there's something wrong with her bro. Forget Chinese. All the same background. Don't forget that many children much support their parents. They will move right in on top of you. Be in charge of the house, so the cooking, cleaning and caring for the grandkids. You will be supporting everyone. Do her parents actually know her she is in this relationship? So can T move in or get married if they don't know? I only see negative outcome. You would be better as friends. Too long did not read. Exclamation mark. My girlfriend of 5 years still doesn't want to live together or get married anytime soon. That's awesome. More freedom for you. Oh, and she's kicking the can the road because she has doubts about you. Dude, she's just not into you. Get a new girlfriend comes with a new family as well. You need to find out how serious she is about you. Ask her if she can see marrying you. If she wants to marry you. If she wants to get married to anyone period. Then tell her how you feel about it. If she's unsure about you, she might be waiting for someone else that she considers better to come along, and that's not fair to you. 5 years is plenty of time to get to know someone. If she's not ready for marriage in general, she needs to communicate why so you understand where she's coming from. Sounds like you all want different things and are at different places in life. Honestly, it sounds like you guys just want veranda different things in your lives and are in different life stages. It's a basic incompatibility, and neither of you is wrong. But this relationship has probably run its course. It's okay to break up over this and find someone who wants the same things that you do. Time to go. You are worth every pound of love you need. Friend zone this chick and find the love of your life. Here is the sad reality. If you want kids or want to bring your relationship to the next level of commitment, she is not the woman for you. I have a lot of thoughts on this, however I think my biggest one is, if you're not growing together, you're growing apart. Maybe your relationship has a best by date and you just didn't know it until now. She's happy as is and you're not. You got your answer right there. It sounds like you two want different things, at least right now, from life. She is happy with the way it is, having a partner but still independence, and you want more commitment and future plans. Neither is wrong. I am a woman and I am more like your girlfriend also, that I don't want to push things to a binding commitment. You might very well not be compatible. Maybe you are just sticking around for the potential this relationship has in the future rather than who she is now. If you want someone who can now give you the type of life you want, this may very well mean you have to break up. And if that is so, it is better sooner than later, seeing as you are already antsy about waiting a few years. If you have a set life plan and she doesn't go along with it, you either compromise on the plan or end the relationship. They're both going to hurt, but the former will breed resentment in the relationship.